What old people thing do your parents do which drives you crazy? My dad does the old person tech support thing, but he argues with me about it. I have to reteach this guy how to use email attachments 3 times a month, and he wants to tell me how I should be updating the drivers on his janky butt laptop. Because God forbid he ever for 1 second not be the highest authority on all forms of knowledge. I've instituted a rule that I won't so much as touch his computer unless he leaves the room first. Also the thing where he keeps telling my kid brother to apply for jobs by turning up in person with a paper copy of his resume and refusing to leave until he can give it to a manager. I'm the only person in the house that can reset Wi-Fi or turn on Netflix on the TV. I've shown the other 3 adults several times. My mom called me the other week when she was at friend's house asking me to turn on Netflix for them. I wasn't there, in fact I was 1,000 miles away and had no idea what TV or streaming device they were trying to use, and she wouldn't tell me. Every time I pick up my dad's iPhone he has Bluetooth, do not disturb, and sometimes airplane mode activated. I always ask him why they are on and he always says I didn't touch those. How? Every couple of months my dad turns on orientation lock and panics that the phone is broken. He then won't use his phone until I fix it because everything is too small and portrait, but refuses to let me show him how to change the setting himself. Technology is too good these days. I don't wanna know. I'll leave it to the whiz kids to figure out. I love my mom to death. That being said, I lived overseas for 7 years and Skype was our main form of communication. Here's my favorite moments. Keep in mind she's 70 this year and never got the hang of it all 7 years prior. Is the camera on? Up to her ear if on cell phone. Mom, I can't hear you. Did you mute it? Starts talking. Yes mom, you muted it. Hit the microphone button so I can hear you. Continues to keep talking without hitting the button. I'm going to hang up and call back. I do this and am greeted with why did you hang up? On her laptop with the camera angled to the ceiling. Mom, aim the camera at you please. Aims it more at the ceiling. Never mind, just talk. PS she also called it the Skype. My mom always puts her phone on speakerphone. Even in public, she uses speakerphone. In the food court at the mall. Hold on, I have to call the doctor. Yes, I need to speak to Dr. Marforsen about my bladder medication. Yes, my bladder medication. Yes, I had an exam and I am mildly incontinent and Dr. Marforsen said I needed some bladder medication. Yes, I'll hold. My mom calls every electronic in their house the machine. Computer, printer, router, modem, TV, radio, iPad, vacuum. Everything is the machine. She tells me the machine is broken. What is the machine? It won't turn on. Has it been hacked? The computer? No, the modem. The Wi-Fi router was unplugged. She also does this on tech support calls. I feel so bad for them. Once my 98-year-old great-grandmother exclaimed to me with great concern that I was sitting on my machine. I had my phone tucked under my leg. Her worry for me and my machine was very adorable. Dad still continues to sign his name on the bottom of each Facebook post. Steals from kids. My dad signs text messages. Also, a while back I sent him a smiley face emoji in a text. He has since discovered Joyce and most texts from him include one or more. Insisting they don't have hearing issues. Yet they turn the TV volume up to 276 and shout at me when I try to turn it down. My dad keeps saying they're making the TVs quieter and quieter every year, and for some reason people keep speaking lower and lower every year. Talks super loud into the phone as if she's talking into a fast food speaker in 1980. If the phone has bad reception she talks louder. It's not that I can't hear, it's that I'm only receiving 1/10 of the words you're saying, and I'm receiving them very loudly. Not understanding the difference between Facebook and Facebook Messenger and leaving replies to messages on one's profile. Tells me what I do and don't like or says I said something I didn't. Here, have a bite. No thanks mom. I don't like tomatoes. Yes you do. You even said they were your favorite. No I didn't. I never liked them. Since when? Since always. Mom. Nah, that's not true. Here, have a bite. Falling asleep in front of the TV. My mom will insist that we watch this program, that she assures us that we will love, or that it's great, and she kind of impose what she want to watch on the whole family, without asking if maybe we wanted to watch something else. And then she falls asleep in the first 30 minutes, snoring loudly. But don't even try to change channels. She will wake up and tells you that she was watching. Try to use online coupons that led to a virus scam. Mom, you shouldn't be confused why your computer is slow. You have 25 windows open and downloaded 10 suspicious files. My grandparents' computer is so full of viruses and toolbars that I just want to take it outside and put it out of its misery. It's in pain. I just know it is. When my mum takes a call on her mobile phone while in public, she will get angry at everyone for speaking and will ask them to be quiet, you know, rather than walking away with the phone. Mum, it's not 1987 anymore. Phones are cordless now, especially that one you tote around in your handbag and have since 2005. My mom doesn't just suck at technology, she regularly makes me fass upon because she's incapable of understanding the basics, like the power button or the close window icon on her browser. She actually called me once to say that the wheel in her computer was broken. Nothing is happening on my computer and that little wheel stopped turning. What should I do? Can I get a new wheel? Will that make it go? She also thinks that the NPCs in Animal Crossing are sentient and takes everything they say personally. So, there's that too. She also thinks that the NPCs in Animal Crossing are sentient and takes everything they say personally. I feel like the world needs more information on this, please. My mom still can't get my name down. She cycles between all other family members and the dog before figuring it out. Mine too. My sister and I both have S names, and we joke that our names are actually hyphenated. Others name right name. They have a landline with 2 phones. Both phones are in the same room. Each phone has its own ringtone. One ring is some sort of Jeopardy sounding melody and the other is a MIDI rap beat. So every time the phone rings, both ring at the same time, making this god-awful mess of a noise. I need that Jeopardy rap remix. Stealing glasses and silverware from restaurants. My mom has a drawer full of mismatched silverware from probably 30 years of petty larceny. Oh yeah, and about 50 crab crackers from Red Lobster even though she has never made crab legs or lobster herself. My sister does it now and I fear my family might have some kind of curse that forces the women to gather restaurant utensils like a bunch of magpies. My mother used to drive me nuts about her computer. She was a teacher and got an email from her school IT person, who obviously didn't know too much about IT, that told her to delete her Win32 file. I had to explain to her for an hour that her IT person's email had been compromised somehow, that she was a friggin' idiot. She insisted, no son, Win32 is a virus and I have to delete it. Finally, after telling her, if you delete that file, take it to the computer shop because I'm not fixing it, she relented. Side note, I was working in the computer field at the time, but I guess because she changed my diapers at one point, I couldn't possibly know more than her idiot school IT person. Good to know I'm not the only one getting treated this way. My mom always boils a pot of water on the stove during the winter. Never really bothered me growing up until she came to my place to visit and did it here too. I live in a desert. It's dry. Your pot of water is merely a fart in a windstorm here. Not to mention running a burner on a stove all dang day isn't great either. Just get a humidifier. They here redo something I taught them and then claim it as their own learning from some unknown source. My mother does a version of this. I could tell her the sky is blue and she would be skeptical, but as soon as a random person or a random site tells her it, she'll act like it's the biggest news ever to be discovered and everyone should know. Instead of using her phone keyboard, my mum insists on talking into her phone to form texts, WhatsApp messages. It's annoying confusing enough when I'm round my parents' house, but it's worse when she does it in public. I have to kindly ask her to type instead. My ex-husband does talk to text, which would be fine if he actually read the texts before he sends them. He does not, which is why a text that was supposed to say I let the dogs out and in a game turned into I left the drugs out on the table. My biggest gripe with my parents is that over the years they have become insanely indecisive. I remember a year or two ago we were waiting to board a flight and neither of us had eaten since we had begun our journey, and we don't like to eat on airplanes because the food usually sucks. So at this point we were all super hungry and decide to sit down and order drink in a place that does a full English. Next thing I know they both go off the idea and start talking to each other for a good 15 minutes just discussing if they should get food at another place. Then starts our good 45+ minutes walk around the airport as they read out all the menus of each place until they finally settle on the place we started at. My dad says things like the Facebook, the Google, the YouTube. It drives my whole family bonkers. I had a professor once that was both older and had an accent. He always called Google the goo goo. Now me and my buds from that class always call it that whenever the topic comes up. My mom insists on misemphasizing syllables of words or adding random es to words and places that do not need it. Hard to think of some really good examples, but she asked the other day if I would return something at the Best Buy. Emphasis very high on the buy. They use plastic cutlery so they don't have to wash the real silverware, but then they wash and reuse the plastic ones to be thrifty. Not remembering a single thing I teach them about how to use technology. Related, whenever my mom is in front of her computer, her reading comprehension skills just vanish. My grandma does this annoying SSSSSSSSSS fake laugh. She has done it my whole life. My mom started doing it one day about a month ago. I guess she is old now too. I am having trouble imagining this. I don't know if this is an old person thing, but I'm literally sitting next to my dad, home for Christmas dealing with this, so I'm going to vent. He groans like a frisky freaking bear whenever he's sitting there. Sounds like he's dropping a satisfying crap in his pants. Like he's orgasming for the first time in 30 years. It's the grossest, most distracting god-awful noise, but he claims he can't help it. It's constant. Just him over there acting like he's giving a Hummer to a hobo. I'm 42 and I'm just here reading top level comments to see if I do any of these yet. Me too. I am 60. My parents, and apparently everyone over the age of 50 in my life, can't pronounce Chipotle correctly. I had a co-worker who was 26 who insisted it was pronounced Chipotle. Drove me absolutely insane. Watch the non-HD channels on their really nice 65 inches 4K TV because it's easier to channel surf. Full cable package with a guide they can go through to see what's on. My dad still flips through the channels and watches random shows until a commercial comes on. Assume that, because they are my parents, I can't possibly know something that they do not. An example from a visit to the UK a couple years back. Dad, is the UK part of the EU? Me, yes. Dad, are you sure? Me, yes. Dad, but they don't use the euro. Me, I know. They've got some special deal or something. Look at the corner of their license plates, blue with circle of stars. Dad, I don't know. Turns to man onto a bus beside us. Dad, is the UK part of the EU? Man, I don't know. I'm Australian. I have a degree in political science. Aggressively just freaking suck at technology. Like my dad unplugging the power board the router is connected to so he can plug in his laptop and use the internet. Every time my mother or father notices I've opened the refrigerator, no matter how far away they are, they will loudly tell me the contents to the best of their recollection, as if some kind of black veil shrouds my vision into the refrigerator. There's some leftover turkey, ham, Brussels sprouts, carrots, I think some macaroni, maybe some of that tuna fish from yesterday. It's not like there would be eyes in our head to see that. When you show them something on your phone and instead of just looking, they grab your phone. Like I've never seen a young person do this. Mine do that, then once they see it's a cute dog or whatever always ask, who is this? Whose dog is this? I don't know. No one knows. It doesn't matter whose dog this is. No, I don't know who tweeted this. My dad will, I swear he does it purposely, mispronounce the names of things. For example, he knows how to pronounce Pokemon, but will say Pokemons. He also says vegetables instead of vegetables. Oh my god, I'm not alone. My dad mispronounces everything or just gets the name wrong even when I tease in front of him. I'm also convinced he has been getting current and previous girlfriends' names wrong on purpose. They repeat the same stories from the past, as if you've never heard them before. Even when you tell them you've already heard it, they forge ahead, telling their tales anyway. Everything is way more difficult and time consuming than it should be with my mom, and I don't get it. Grocery shopping goes from 1 hour to 3. She's not handicapped or disabled in a way that would slow her down. Any issues with tech support or customer service that should take minutes turns into hours, and there will always be some magic issue that complicates things. Best Buy, Home Depot, or worst of all Costco? Forget it. Write off the rest of the day. This isn't just when I'm doing stuff with her as an excuse to spend time together. It's everything. She swung by CVS to pick up a prescription. They have a drive-through. Took an hour. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how why, but nothing she does goes smoothly or quickly. I've started noticing this with other older family members too. My time to shine. Let me preface this by saying I do love my parents very much. I'm incredibly grateful for them and could not have been raised by better people. That said, I was high a lot growing up. 1. When we are watching a movie TV, they will pause it for literally anything. Someone gets up to fill up their water. Someone makes a comment during a quiet part of the movie. I stand up to stretch. They always ask if I'm leaving. Movie paused. 2. My mom has lost her ability to tell a story without including every single detail. Something that could take literally 10 seconds takes a few minutes. Every time. 3. When I go home to visit, they forget that I am also an adult. I am very clean. Somehow it's not enough for them. I will have made breakfast and be eating while letting the pan cool, and I get an earful about having not cleaned up after myself. Like, I literally took the eggs off the pan 2 minutes ago. 4. Dad can't hear. Mom can't see. Dad won't go get hearing aids. Mom won't go get glasses. Dad responds what to everything you ask him. Mom struggles to find one of the 20 pairs of readers she has around the house every time I want to show her something. Get some hearing aids and get some progressive glasses. Dang. 5. They are both obsessed with their phones. They are always on them and always so proud of themselves when they look something up on Google. They are adamant that they are not obsessed with their phones. My sister and I are in our late 20s and have a running competition to see who can take the most pictures of them using their phones in inappropriate places throughout a day. My record is 33. 6. Mom is a straight up hoarder. You would never know at first glance because the house is pristine, but every closet is packed to the brim with crap. She doesn't think she is. I'm home for the holidays right now. There are 4 2-packs of Costco shredded cheese in their refrigerator and 3 pairs of the same shoes in different sizes under the guest room bed. All brand new. I think she buys things and forgets. 7. Privacy doesn't exist in their house. I'll be in my room and they just barge right in. They recently installed doors with locks. I lock the door to prevent this. However, they always get mad when they try to barge in and the door is locked. IT is locked for exactly that reason. Love them to death, but I am glad I live halfway across the country. They sit around all day talking about when they are going to do something later on and how they can't do anything else because they need to do that thing. And anytime they are out of the house, they always talk about what time they're going to get back to the house. My parents love that my husband and I have desktop computers, battle stations. They insist they don't need them and tablets, laptops are better. But when they visit, they basically spend 24/7 playing whatever Candy Crush or slots game they're currently on. When my mom visited over Thanksgiving, she did something to my computer that suddenly made it only come up in one monitor all stretched out no matter what we did. No big, the computer was old and my husband can fix these things usually. He decided instead to build me a new computer for Christmas, which I had about 3 days before we left for vacation. My parents were at my house for a few days to get my dog and visit my sister. I got a call yesterday that she clicked on a link and got ransomware on the brand new computer. At least a computer so young shouldn't be too hard to factory reset. Drive 10 plus under the speed limit because they are driving defensively. Yay. Except now you are creating a hazard to everyone who is trying to pass you and it's making me super stressed. Most of the time I just offer to drive now. Slow down. You're going too fast. The speed limit is 45. I'm not even at 35 yet. Watch out for that car. Points at a parked car half a mile away. Leaving notes on the washing machine because the old one broke. It's not from using Pod's mom, it's because it was 17 years old. Turn the TV up loud and then try to talk to me, and then when I answer they say what and then look at me all offended when I say it louder. Using age as an excuse for psychotic and illegal behavior. This mouse is looking for friends in the comments. Comment mouse boy to befriend him. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.